The Tour de France is the race that most riders have been working towards all season. The 2014 race begins in Yorkshire, with 3,656 kilometres separating Leeds and Paris. The final week in the Pyrenees will be decisive, with 2 summit finishes and a tough 50-kilometre time trial in Bergerac. The last 2 editions have been a bit one-sided, but this year's is building up to be a hard-fought battle from start to finish. Here are Cycling News' top 10 riders to watch at the Tour de France. Chris Froome will arrive at the start in Leeds as the defending champion. He heads into the race as one of the big favourites once again. Froome dominated last year's race, but his form was questionable at the Criterium de Dauphiné at the beginning of June. The Bergerac time trial will be key for Froome, but he will not want to leave it until the penultimate day to do the damage. Froome must up his game if he hopes to repeat his success of 2013. Alberto Contador will be Froome's toughest rival for the Tour de France this July. The Spaniard has proven time and again this season that he's back to his best. He was more than a match for Froome at the Dauphiné, and he looks to be the in-form rider at the moment. Depending on which record book you look at, Contador has won 2 or 3 Tour titles. He's been below par in his previous 2 attempts, but this season looks like his best opportunity to add another to his palmarès. After skipping the race in 2013, Vincenzo Nibali returns to the Tour. However, it doesn't look like it will be the glorious return he'd hoped for. Nibali hasn't been performing this season, and the Astana management aren't happy. The pressure will be on the Italian to pull something out of the bag for the team. If he is on form, Nibali will be a handful in the mountains and hard to catch in the descents. Nibali will have to put in a big performance if he hopes to make the podium in Paris. This year will be Alejandro Valverde's 7th attempt at the Tour de France. His best result was 5th in 2007. The Spaniard finished 9th last year, but it could have been much higher, only for a badly timed puncture. Valverde goes into the race as a sole leader for Movistar, with Nairo Quintana resting up after the Giro d'Italia. Rather than using the Dauphiné or the Tour de Suisse as a build-up, Valverde has chosen to train in the Sierra Nevada and ride the Route du Sud. Time will tell if this alternative approach has worked. Andrew Talansky comes to the Tour de France after taking the biggest victory of his career. The Dauphiné is only Talansky's 2nd stage race victory after winning the Tour de l'Ain in 2012. Received wisdom has told us in the past that winning the Dauphiné means you've peaked too soon. However, Sky have shown that this isn't the case. If Talansky can carry the form that took him to the Dauphiné title, then the American could be on for a very good result in July. Jurgen van der Broeck is looking to finally make the podium after 2 4th places. The road has been rocky for the Belgian. Just as it looked like he was recovering from last year's knee injury, he fell on it again. Fortunately for Van den Broek, it looks like he's coming back into form despite the setbacks. Van den Broek finished on the podium at the Dauphiné, but the Tour's rostrum might be a step too far. Provided he stays on his bike, he could make the top 5 again. Riding for Lampre this season, Rui Costa is looking for more than stage victories. The general classification will be his main goal. At Movistar, Costa had to work for Valverde, sacrificing his own TC ambitions for his leader. The world champion still managed to win 2 stages, but the rainbow stripes will make it much harder for him to get away. Costa is unlikely to be in the final selection on the toughest climbs, but he can still make the top 10 for the first time in his career. BMC are putting all their apples into Tejay van Garderen's basket this year. In the past, he's had to share duties with Cadel Evans, but the Australian will not be riding the Tour de France. With the full backing of the team, BMC hope that Van Garderen can find the form that saw him take the white jersey and finish 5th in 2012. The 25-year-old has been out of form of late, crashing and abandoning the Tour de Romandie and underperforming at the Dauphiné. There was a small silver lining for Van Garderen as he made it into the break on the Dauphiné's final stage. For Bauke Mollema, the lead up to the Tour de France has been something of a roller coaster. Ahead of stage 4 of the Tour de Suisse, Mollema found out that his team sponsor would be pulling out at the end of the season. The Dutch rider managed to put it all behind him to finish 3rd overall. He heads into the Tour looking to improve on his career best 6th in 2013. For Mollema, the Tour will be doubly important as he looks to increase his value in case he needs to find a new team. Joaquim Rodriguez will be making an unplanned appearance at the Tour. The team have put him in the race after he was forced to abandon the Giro d'Italia. Rodriguez hasn't raced since then, as he's recovered from the 3 broken ribs he suffered in the spring. The team has said that he won't target the general classification, however, if his legs feel good, it'll be hard to hold him back. The final week in the Pyrenees is the perfect place for Rodriguez to attack.